Hello and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be answering a question. I recently saw a post on the Final Fantasy XIV subreddit, and it was a new player, and his question was, what do I spend my Tomestones of Poetics on? And I answered that question by saying, buy gear, which is the correct answer. That is what you should be doing. However, buy gear for a new player is a wholly inadequate answer, and I thought that this would be a great opportunity for me to make a video around the subject. So, what we are going to do in this video is I am going to show you exactly where to buy the best gear possible using your Tomestones of Poetics at level 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. At the end of the video, we'll talk a little bit more about the tomestones themselves, and then we will wrap things up. So, let's go ahead and get started. Once you hit level 50, the best possible gear that you can find is going to be, that you can buy with tomestones, I should say. It's going to be available right here at one of these vendors in one of the major cities. The major cities, just in case you are not familiar, is Limsa Lominsa, New Gridania, and Ul'dah. In each of these major cities, you will find a vendor called the Sundry Splendors vendor. And if you go to the vendor and open up the menu here, go ahead and select exactly what you're looking to buy. You can see the Tomestone of Poetic icon right there. And then you just select the Ironworks gear 130, which is the highest eye level gear that you can get. And here it is. You can purchase all of that gear right here using your Tomestones of Poetics. If for some reason you can't find this vendor or it's not available to you, you can also go to Mordona. And from the Aetheryte Plaza, just go right up here. And these vendors right here are going to sell you your gear. That is for level 50 for Realm Reborn. Once you hit level 60, which is going to be for Heavensward, the next set of gear will be available in Idleshire. I don't know how to pronounce this. From the main Aetheryte Plaza, you're just going to go right here, up these steps, through these doors, and right here to Bertana. She is going to... no, it's not Bertana. Sorry, it's this person, Hismena. And she will sell you the eye level 270 gear, which is the highest eye level that you can get at level 60. Once you achieve level 70, which is going to be for Stormblood, you're going to head on over to Ralger's Reach. I believe that's how that's pronounced. From the Aetheryte Plaza, you're going to hook a right over here. And you're going to talk to Enna. She will be able to exchange your Tomestones of Poetics for eye level 400 gear. And actually, I think I need to buy something here. This is Bard. Yeah, see, I don't have my... there's two pieces that I'm missing here. I only have 335 Poetics, but we'll get into that, how to earn more of them at the end of the video. So I'm just going to buy one here because I am all level 65. I'm halfway there. Go ahead and put these over here. Now, basically what this means is that I have all this gear that's sitting in my inventory, and once I hit level 70, I just immediately throw it all on and just get this huge boost in power. Once you hit level 80, which is going to be Shadowbringers, you're going to go to Yulmore. From the Aetheryte Plaza, you're going to go right up these stairs over here, and you're going to talk to Amark. He has the Tomestone exchange for eye level 530 weapons and gear. Once you are done here and you're going to level 90, that is now Endwalker, you are going to head over to Radzat Han. From the Aetheryte Plaza, you just find the Mender here, this little this elephant dude, and you go to the left. And these are going to be your Tomestone exchanges for level 90 gear, and that is eye level 660. So now we are heading into level 100 gear, which is for the current expansion, which is Dawn Trail. That is today, July 1st, 2026. You may be watching this at some point in the future, and Evercold or even a further expansion may have been released, but this is where you get the eye level, or this is where you get the level 100 gear. You go to Dawn Trail, and you're going to head on over to Solution 9. From the Aetheryte Plaza, we're going to right-click on the Aetheryte, click on the Ethernet, and we're going to go right here to the Nexus Arcade. And from the arcade, the Tomestone exchange vendors are going to be right here. We have Zircon and Theon, who will help you out with exchanging all of your tomestones. So that is where to go for each vendor. Now, let's talk about this window here for just a moment. And I'm going to move away from people so I don't have to listen to them crafting. There's a little bit to untangle in this Allagan Tomestone section of your currency menu. There are 3 things here. There are Allagan Tomestones of Poetics. There is the Secondary Tomestone and the Primary Tomestone. You will notice I did not name these 2. The reason why is because these 2 change I don't want to say all the time, but there is a cycle to these 2 tomestones here. Why is this one the primary tomestone? The reason this is primary is because there is a cap for how many you can earn in a week. As of today, it's 450. This may go up in the future, but that's what makes this tomestone so valuable, and I'm going to call it the primary tomestone. You want to make sure that you're earning 450 of these per, or whatever the maximum is, per week. Now, the 2,000 is just your capacity. You can't hold any more than 2,000 of these tomestones, but at some point in the future, this is going to change, where the primary tomestone will get downgraded to the secondary tomestone. The secondary tomestone will be discontinued down here. If you have any of the secondary tomestone and you haven't spent them, and they have been discontinued, you can go back to Mordona, which was those vendors that I showed you first, and they will exchange this for valid currency. This cycle continues, and I'm not going to get into the timing of when this cycle happens. You will just read the patch notes and you'll be able to see when the tomestones change, but that's the biggest difference. That's how these tomestones work. This one is going to be your primary, this is your secondary. One will downgrade to the other, one will get discontinued. The biggest difference between the gear that you get for these is that the primary tomestone is going to be, here it is going to be your highest eye level that you can buy gear for that's outside of like Savage Raids or any of that sort of stuff. So you can buy really good gear using the primary tomestone. Secondary tomestone is going to be 1 level down from that. So what I do is I main Ninja, and I spend all of my primary tomestones on my Ninja. I also have some other classes that I have, some other jobs that I keep ready to go just in case. For example, White Mage, and I will use the secondary tomestone, which is eye level 750, to buy a little bit better of gear than the previous expansion. Remember, the previous expansion from here was Endwalker. It had eye level 660 gear. This is 750. It's a little bit better. That's what the secondary tomestones are for. Let's talk about Poetics, because the Poetics are not part of this cycle that I've described. Tomestones of Poetics are here to stay forever. I don't want to say forever. I don't know what they're going to do in Evercold, but this is like the staple tomestone currency. So you don't have to worry about this changing right now. What you want to do is you want to try to earn as many as you can without capping yourself. You can only hold, again, 2,000 of them, but this is how you earn these tomestones. You can get them in a few different ways. One way is to do your roulettes. So as you can see here, when you do your dungeon, your duty roulettes, these are the tomestones that you can earn. So if I did a level cap dungeon, I would earn some primary and some secondary. If I did main scenario, I would earn all 3. 350 Poetics, 100 secondary, and 50 of primary. If I did an alliance raid, 120 Poetics, 120 secondary, and 50 primary. So using this is a really great way to earn your tomestones. But it's not the best way. The best way to earn Tomestones of Poetics is through hunt trains. Now, I have a video on this channel, and it's called Hunt Trains Explained, and it's, I think, the most popular video that I have ever made, and it explains hunt trains from cradle to grave, the entire process, what they are, how to participate, where to go. I even run a hunt train so you can see how it's done. But every time you kill an A rank creature, you get 40 Tomestones of Poetics. And that is for the current expansion and any trains that are running in the past expansions as well. So sometimes you'll see like multiple trains where the conductor will be like, we're going to start in Dawn Trail, because Dawn Trail is the only place where you can earn the primary Tomestone, or I should say the current expansion. And then after we're done with the current expansion, we're going to go back and we're going to do Endwalker. And when you do that, you will be earning Tomestones of Poetics and Sacks of Nuts. That is another currency right here. Another source of Allagan Tomestones of Poetics is going to be your Allied Society battle daily quests for previous expansions. That's a mouthful. I know, it's 4 things. But all it just means is that, you know, every day you have daily quests that you can do. You get 3 of them for the Allied Society, and then it helps level you up. You can, you know, just turns into experience. This is for battle. This is not for crafting. This is not for gathering. So right now I am in the previous expansion with this Endwalker. I am in the zone Thavnir, and I am here at the Allied Society daily quests, which is indicated by this icon here. The little arrows indicate that this is repeatable, and when you do these 3 quests here, you can do 3 of them per day. That resets every day at 1 a.m. When you finish one, you will get 15 Tomestones of Poetics. So just by doing your daily quests for old expansions, you will receive 45 Tomestones of Poetics. It's kind of an incentive to come to some of the old content and do these older quests. Another source of Tomestones of Poetics is going to be your Wondrous Tales journal. To do that, what you're going to do is go to Idleshire, and from the Aetheryte Plaza, you're going to go up these steps again, just like we did before, and you're going to go around the building to the right, and you're going to do a quest line over here. I believe the quest line starts here, but Chloe is the NPC that gives you a Wondrous Tales journal. The journal is something you can pick up once per week. You can see here it has a deadline. It does, you have... Did they extend that? Today's the 1st. I have until the 14th to finish it? Wow. Okay, so that's a little bit longer than I expected. Usually this was a weekly reset, but I'm not familiar with a bi-weekly reset. But anyway, once you finish the Wondrous Tales journal, you don't even have to get a line in this grid, but once you just finish 9 of these tasks here, one of the options that you can select for as reward is 500 Tomestones of Poetics. So that's another source of them. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that there is a reset timer on your tomestones here. This says for the week. The week is specified right here. This resets in 129 hours or on July 7th at 1 a.m., which is every Tuesday. So every Tuesday, this number resets. So you want to try to hit that 450 before Tuesday. Okay, so to recap, we have gone over every vendor where you can spend your Tomestones of Poetics on the highest eye level gear for that expansion. We went through A Realm Reborn, Heavensward, Stormblood, Shadowbringers, Endwalker, and Dawn Trail. For the future, all of this will continue in Evercold. We just have to learn what it is. We have to get there. We're waiting for it, so we don't know what it's going to be yet. We also went over how to earn Tomestones of Poetics using the Duty Finder, and also encouraging more participation in hunt trains to maximize how many Tomestones of Poetics you can get. We talked about the weekly reset and some other currency that you get from the hunt trains as well, being Sacks of Nuts. That is going to do it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found it educational and helpful and useful. If you did not, I am sorry. I tried my very best. Maybe there's another video on the channel that will be better for you. That's going to do it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye.